In the heart of Weatherfield, the cobbles have always echoed with secrets, betrayals, and heartaches. Recently, the grim discovery of Joel Deering's body floating in the river has sent shockwaves through the community, igniting a frenzy of speculation about who could be responsible for his untimely death. As viewers grapple with a multitude of suspects, the latest developments suggest that the truth may be even murkier than initially thought, especially regarding the involvement of Dee Dee Bailey. The story began when Joel, a figure notorious for his abusive behavior, was found lifeless, his body having escaped justice for the crimes he had committed. His demise was met with a mix of shock and relief from many in Weatherfield, who had long suffered under his manipulative grasp. The pathologist's report confirmed that Joel had been killed prior to entering the water, suggesting a deliberate act of murder. The community buzzed with rumors as the investigation unfolded. Each resident, from the unsuspecting bystanders to those who had crossed paths with Joel, suddenly found themselves under a cloud of suspicion. Yet it was Dee Dee Bailey who appeared to be caught in the web of guilt, struggling with the weight of a confession that threatened to shatter her world. Dee Dee Bailey, portrayed by Chanique Sterling Brown, had always been a spirited presence on Coronation Street. However, the burden of her guilt began to take a toll. In a moment of desperation, she approached her father and Bailey, played by Trevor Michael Georges, and disclosed her fears that she had killed Joel. Her words hung heavy in the air, laden with regret and confusion. The backstory unfolded like a classic whodunit thriller. A recent flashback revealed Dee Dee approaching Joel's car with a crowbar, only to find him seated inside. In a panic, she fled the scene, later scrubbing blood from the weapon in a desperate attempt to conceal her involvement. Her emotional state left viewers wondering whether her confession stemmed from actual guilt or a misinterpretation of events. The investigation, led by DS Kit Green, portrayed by Jacob Roberts, was fraught with complications. His keen instincts and attention to detail highlighted critical aspects of the case that left Dee Dee in the crosshairs. During a key moment in the investigation, Kit pointed out a crucial detail. Joel had suffered 2 distinct blows to the head before he was disposed of in the river. This revelation raised questions. Was Dee Dee truly the one who delivered the fatal blow? Or was she, perhaps, misled by her own feelings of guilt? The implication of 2 separate attacks suggested the possibility that another suspect could have inflicted the second blow, casting a shadow of doubt over Dee Dee's confession. As the tension mounted, viewers were left to ponder the nature of confession itself. Dee Dee's admission of guilt could be a manifestation of her psychological struggle to process the events that led to Joel's death. In the world of Coronation Street, characters often wrestle with their moral compasses, and Dee Dee was no exception. In the aftermath of Joel's death, she found herself haunted by memories of the man she knew, the trauma he had inflicted, and the fear that she may have played a role in his demise. The weight of that confession felt heavy, a testament to the power of guilt and the human psyche's complex nature. Could it be possible that she had seen Joel earlier that night, had an altercation with him, and then unknowingly walked away from a situation that turned deadly? This theory began to emerge as the clues piled up. As the narrative unfolded, a plethora of potential suspects emerged, each with their own motives for wanting Joel dead. There was the quiet rage of those he had abused, the hidden resentment of friends and family affected by his toxic presence. Sarah Louise Platt, Tana O'Brien. As one of Joel's past victims, Sarah had every reason to despise him. Her turbulent relationship with him had left emotional scars, making her a potential suspect who could be driven by revenge. David Platt, Jack P. Shepard. Protective of his family, David had often expressed his disdain for Joel. The urge to protect his sister and mother might have driven him to take action against the abuser. Maxine Peacock's family. As a direct victim of Joel's actions, any relatives of Maxine could have been spurred to violence by their grief and anger. Another mysterious figure. There were whispers of a stranger seen lurking near the river the night Joel died. Could this outsider have a connection to Joel that warranted a motive for murder? With the mounting evidence and conflicting testimonies, the intricate tapestry of motives began to unravel. Each suspect had their own story, their own reasons for wanting Joel dead. As Kit continued to investigate, he seemed to pick up on the nuances that hinted at Dee Dee's innocence, questioning whether she had truly been involved in the fatal attack. The show's writers expertly wove a narrative rich in suspense, keeping viewers on the edge of their seats. The potential for further twists loomed large, with Dee Dee's confession possibly being a red herring, a smokescreen to obscure the real killer lurking in the shadows. The ethical dilemmas faced by the characters became a focal point of the unfolding drama. Trust, once a cornerstone of relationships in Weatherfield, began to erode as suspicions mounted. Dee Dee's admission created a rift not just within her family, but also among her friends, who were torn between their loyalties and the truth. Kit's probing questions forced everyone to reassess their own actions and relationships with Joel. No one was exempt from scrutiny, and the tight-knit calm. As the investigation neared its climax, Dee Dee grappled with her guilt, believing that she had played a part in Joel's death. However, Kit's investigations led him to uncover evidence that pointed elsewhere. The story reached its pinnacle as the various threads intertwined, and viewers held their breath, awaiting the revelation of the true murderer. In a shocking twist, it was revealed that the two blows that Joel had sustained came from two separate attackers. The real killer was a figure none had expected, an unsuspected ally turned enemy who had acted out of a deep-seated need for revenge against Joel's past transgressions. Dee Dee, in her emotional turmoil, had been right to feel guilt, but it was misplaced. The confession she had made to her father was born from a misunderstanding rather than actual culpability. This revelation sparked a wave of relief and sadness among her friends and family, who realized how easily they had misjudged her. With the truth finally out, the residents of Weatherfield were left to pick up the pieces. Dee Dee was exonerated, but the emotional scars from Joel's reign of terror lingered on. The community rallied around her, offering support and love as they began to heal from the wounds inflicted by Joel. In the end, the story of Joel Deering's murder served as a poignant reminder of the complexities of human emotions and relationships. It explored the depths of guilt, the repercussions of violence, and the struggle for justice in a world where darkness often hides behind familiar faces. As Coronation Street continues to unfold its narratives, viewers are left to ponder the fragility of trust and the resilience of the human spirit. Dee Dee's journey from guilt to redemption encapsulates the essence of the show, where the lines between right and wrong are often blurred, and every character carries their own burden. In Weatherfield, the echoes of the past may linger, but hope for a brighter future remains ever present, with the promise that love and friendship can triumph over the darkest of times.